Imagine waking up with a pounding heart, a racing mind, and a tightness in your chest. You might think, why is this happening again? But here's the surprising part. What if I told you that your breakfast, lunch, or even your afternoon snack could be triggering those anxiety symptoms? The foods we eat can have a major impact on how we feel, both physically and mentally. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden culprits in your diet that might be fueling your anxiety without you even realizing it. Stay tuned to find out how you can take control of your mental health simply by changing what's on your plate. 1. The link between nutrition and anxiety. Now, you may be wondering, how can the food I eat possibly affect my anxiety? After all, anxiety is all in the mind, right? Well, not exactly. The mind and body are deeply connected, and what we feed our bodies can influence our mental state in ways we often overlook. Our brain relies on nutrients to function properly, and when it doesn't get what it needs, anxiety and other mental health issues can worsen. Think of your brain like an engine. If you put low-quality fuel into a car, it's not going to run smoothly. The same goes for your brain and body. A balanced diet can help regulate your mood, energy levels, and overall sense of well-being. But on the flip side, a diet filled with anxiety-triggering foods can throw off your mental balance, making you feel more anxious, stressed, and unable to cope with life's challenges. It's important to understand that while food may not be the root cause of your anxiety, it can definitely act as a catalyst, amplifying symptoms you're already struggling with. Many studies have shown that certain foods can trigger or amplify anxiety symptoms, while others can help calm and stabilize our moods. Today, we'll focus on the foods that could actually be making your anxiety worse, and you might be surprised to find some everyday items on this list. 2. The caffeine trap. Let's start with one of the most common and beloved substances, caffeine. If you're someone who relies on a cup of coffee, or maybe several, to get through the day, this might be tough to hear. Caffeine is a stimulant, and for people prone to anxiety, it can be a dangerous one. It works by stimulating your central nervous system, increasing your heart rate and blood pressure, which are two physical sensations that closely mimic anxiety symptoms. Think about it. The jittery feeling you get after a strong cup of coffee feels a lot like the onset of anxiety, doesn't it? Caffeine can also interfere with your sleep, and as we all know, lack of sleep is one of the biggest triggers for anxiety. The more tired you are, the harder it is for your brain to regulate your emotions and manage stress, which is why sleep deprivation and anxiety often go hand in hand. What's more, the effects of caffeine don't stop after just one cup of coffee. Many people consume caffeine in energy drinks, soft drinks, teas, and even chocolate without realizing it. Overconsumption can lead to chronic anxiety symptoms like restlessness, irritability, and that dreaded sense of nervousness that seems to come out of nowhere. A better alternative? Try switching to herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint, which not only provide a comforting warmth, but are also known for their calming effects. Gradually reducing your caffeine intake can help your body find a calmer, more balanced state. 3. Sugar, the sweet enemy. Next, let's talk about sugar. We all know sugar isn't great for our physical health. It's linked to obesity, diabetes, and a host of other issues. But did you know that sugar can also wreak havoc on your mental health? It's something we don't always connect. When you consume sugar, your blood sugar levels spike quickly, followed by a steep drop. This crash can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and anxious. A high sugar diet doesn't just cause momentary mood swings, it can have long-term consequences for your mental health. Recent research has shown that diets high in refined sugars can impair your body's ability to handle stress, which in turn heightens anxiety. Your brain is extremely sensitive to fluctuations in glucose, blood sugar, and when these levels are inconsistent, it can lead to mood disorders, anxiety, and even depression. Many of us turn to sugary snacks for comfort when we're stressed: cookies, candy, sodas, but these are short-term fixes that set you up for long-term problems. Instead, look for healthier alternatives that stabilize your blood sugar levels, like fruits, nuts, and whole grains. These foods release energy more slowly, giving your body a consistent source of fuel without the roller coaster of highs and lows. 4. Alcohol, more than just a relaxant. Let's move on to alcohol. It's common to hear people say they unwind with a glass of wine after a long day, and while it might feel like a quick fix for anxiety or stress, alcohol is more complicated than that. Initially, alcohol acts as a sedative, which is why people think it helps them relax. However, as the alcohol leaves your system, it disrupts your brain's natural chemistry. Alcohol is a depressant, meaning it slows down brain function, and this can lead to more severe mood disturbances the day after drinking. What many people don't realize is that alcohol lowers serotonin levels, one of the key neurotransmitters that regulate mood. Low serotonin can trigger feelings of depression, which often go hand in hand with anxiety. Drinking too much alcohol also interferes with sleep, which, as we've discussed, is a huge factor in managing anxiety. Even though alcohol may help you fall asleep initially, it disrupts REM sleep, which is the most restorative phase of sleep. So the next day, you might feel groggy, anxious, and worse off than you were before. Cutting back on alcohol or eliminating it altogether can be a game changer for those dealing with anxiety. 5. Processed foods, convenient but harmful. We live in a fast-paced world, and grabbing a quick processed snack seems like a lifesaver sometimes. But processed foods, like chips, instant noodles, frozen dinners, and fast food, are often packed with additives, preservatives, and unhealthy fats that can lead to inflammation in the body and brain. This inflammation can have a direct impact on your mental health, with some studies linking it to an increase in anxiety and depression. Processed foods also tend to be low in essential nutrients like magnesium and vitamin B, which are critical for managing stress and anxiety. Magnesium, in particular, plays an important role in regulating the nervous system. When you don't get enough, you may feel more anxious, stressed, or have trouble sleeping. These foods are often marketed as quick, easy, and affordable, but in the long run, they can cost you your mental well-being. Opting for whole, unprocessed foods like fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can provide the nutrients your body needs to manage anxiety and keep your mind clear and focused. 6. Artificial sweeteners. Not as harmless as you think. If you're trying to cut down on sugar, you might be tempted to reach for diet products or snacks with artificial sweeteners. But here's the thing. These sugar substitutes can also negatively affect your mental health. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin have been linked to mood swings, headaches, and yes, anxiety. Aspartame, for example, blocks the production of serotonin in the brain. As we mentioned earlier, serotonin is essential for regulating mood, and when its production is interrupted, anxiety can spike. Even though artificial sweeteners may seem like a healthier alternative to sugar, they come with their own set of risks when it comes to mental health. So if you're looking to manage your anxiety, it's best to stay away from both refined sugars and artificial sweeteners. Instead, opt for natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup in small amounts, or better yet, focus on whole foods that don't need extra sweetness. 7. The salt-anxiety connection. Salt is another sneaky ingredient that can exacerbate anxiety symptoms. While salt is essential for our bodies in small amounts, consuming too much can increase blood pressure and cause you to feel stressed or anxious. High-sodium diets have also been linked to sleep disturbances, which, as we know, can contribute to anxiety. Processed and fast foods are often packed with hidden salt, so it's important to check labels and choose low-sodium options whenever possible. Reducing your salt intake can help stabilize your mood, lower your stress levels, and give your body the break it needs to manage anxiety more effectively. So, as you can see, what you eat plays a much bigger role in managing anxiety than you might think. It's not just about avoiding the foods that trigger anxiety, it's about fueling your body with the nutrients it needs to stay calm, focused, and resilient in the face of stress. Taking control of your diet is one powerful step you can take toward managing your anxiety, and the good news is, it's a change you can start making today.